Welcome to my channel Health 304, your daily path to stronger living. Seniors, today I'm going to be direct with you because sugarcoating doesn't help anyone. I'm an orthopedic surgeon and I've seen firsthand how muscle loss after 70 can rob people of their freedom, their independence, and even their confidence. We all know aging brings changes. But here's the truth: losing strength is not automatic. It's not just part of getting old, it's deeply connected to what we put on our plates. And here's the surprising part: our team analyzed over 250 different vegetables to see which ones truly rebuild muscle after 70. Out of all of them, only 8 vegetables made the cut. Just 8? The rest may look healthy, but when it comes to fighting muscle decline, they simply don't measure up. Or worse, they accelerate weakness. I'll share these 8 vegetables with you today, backed by clinical studies, patient stories, and years of medical observation. And trust me, you'll be shocked by the number 1 vegetable on this list. It delivers over 21 grams of protein per 100 grams, rivaling chicken and beef. Before we dive in, let me say this: what we're talking about is not just food, not just nutrition, it's about independence. It's about whether you can climb your own stairs, carry your groceries, garden in your backyard, or simply walk into a room without a cane. It's about staying you. I've seen 2 sides of the same story. One patient, 78 years old, ate broccoli every day, yet his legs weakened so badly he needed a walker. Another, 80 years old, followed the kale trend, but her thigh muscles wasted away until she couldn't climb the steps in her own home. Then came Robert, 79. He added just 1 food from this elite group, and within a month he walked into my office without the cane he had depended on for years. That's the gap. That's the difference between vegetables that only look good on paper and vegetables that truly rebuild muscle in real life. And here's the uncomfortable part: the trillion-dollar health industry has no incentive to talk about these 8 vegetables. They're cheap, they're simple, and they work. That doesn't make companies rich. But today, I'll reveal them all, with science you can check for yourself. Every clinical paper I mention is listed in the description below. Now let's get started. If you've ever eaten at a Japanese restaurant, you've probably seen edamame, those tender, green pods of soybeans. But most people don't realize they're one of the most underappreciated muscle-building foods on earth. At 14 grams of protein per 100 grams. They outpace eggs, and here's the kicker: they provide complete protein. That means all 9 essential amino acids arrive in perfect balance. This is exactly what older muscles crave. Why is this important? Because as we age, our bodies face something called anabolic resistance. In simple terms, the older we get, the harder it is for our bodies to turn protein into muscle. Edamame helps overcome this by delivering leucine, the amino acid that flips on the body's muscle-building switch. Science backs this up. In a 2012 clinical trial, soy protein performed just as well as animal protein in building muscle, especially when combined with activity. I'll give you an example. Mary, 73, a retired nurse, loved gardening, but her muscles ached every time she did yard work. Her granddaughter introduced her to edamame. Within 2 months, Mary realized she could garden longer, and the next morning, she wasn't sore. She described it as if her muscles had finally learned how to bounce back again. That's the edamame effect: repair, recovery, and resilience. Steam them, toss them on salads, or snack on them plain. They're simple, delicious, and powerful. Lentils are as old as civilization itself. But modern science proves they're still among the most effective tools for preserving muscle. At nearly 12 grams of protein per 100 grams. They outperform eggs. Lentils also pack iron, magnesium, and folate, nutrients older adults need for strong contractions, steady energy, and oxygen-rich blood. Even more impressive, research shows that seniors who ate lentils regularly had greater lean mass and stronger grip strength, even when total protein intake was the same. Why? Because lentil protein is highly usable by the body. One key is lysine, an amino acid many seniors don't get enough of. Without lysine, your body can't repair micro tears or build new fibers. Lentils are loaded with it. And unlike meat, they bring zero cholesterol and inflammation-lowering benefits. They're also incredibly practical. Toss them into soups, pair them with rice for a complete protein, or shape them into patties. Affordable, versatile, and muscle-saving, lentils deserve a regular spot in your pantry. Tiny, yes. Weak, not at all. Black beans are muscle allies in disguise. They deliver nearly 9 grams of protein per 100 grams, but what sets them apart is the package: protein plus fiber plus antioxidants. This combination not only feeds muscle but also stabilizes blood sugar and reduces inflammation to silent enemies of muscle recovery. In one study, seniors who ate legumes like black beans 3 times a week scored higher in strength and mobility than those who didn't. Take Jennifer, 77. Every staircase felt like a mountain and grocery bags were impossible. Her granddaughter started making black bean soups. 2 months later, Jennifer was climbing stairs without the railing. She joked, "These beans beat the expensive protein powders my friends are buying." That's the power of black beans. Simple, affordable, and effective, often overlooked. Kidney beans stand shoulder to shoulder with eggs and protein content. But they bring something extra: resistant starch and fiber, which stabilize blood sugar and keep energy steady. A study in the European Journal of Nutrition found that seniors who ate legumes like kidney beans 4 times weekly had greater muscle mass and grip strength. Lewis, 76, a retired carpenter, is proof. After cutting back on meat, he worried about protein. His daughter encouraged him to try kidney beans. Within 2 months, Lewis had less fatigue in his garden and fewer morning aches. The key: kidney beans are rich in lysine, vital for tissue repair and collagen formation. Strength doesn't have to come from steak. Sometimes it simmers quietly in a pot of beans. Pinto beans may not look like much, but they're powerhouses of steady energy and protein repair fuel. George, 74, said he felt empty by mid-afternoon. His wife began making pinto chili twice a week. Within weeks, his legs no longer trembled when he stood up, and his doctor noticed improvements in stability. Pintos bring leucine to trigger muscle building and fiber to prevent blood sugar crash. Every spoonful helps keep seniors steady and strong, small but mighty. Mung beans provide all 9 essential amino acids and are highly digestible, meaning your body absorbs their protein efficiently. Daniel, 75, said gardening felt impossible. His daughter introduced mung bean soup. 1 month later, he joked that carrying a wheelbarrow finally felt normal again. Mung beans fight anabolic resistance by delivering leucine in just the right amounts. They also bring iron and magnesium, supporting oxygen flow and muscle relaxation. Sprouts are different. When soybeans sprout, their nutrients transform. Protein becomes more bioavailable, easier to digest, and gentler on the stomach. Walter, 78, avoided beans for years because of bloating. His daughter suggested soybean sprouts. Weeks later, he noticed smoother digestion and more pep in his daily walks. At 15 g of protein per 100 g. Soybean sprouts surpass eggs and deliver antioxidants, vitamin C, and iron, perfect for rebuilding muscle without discomfort. Here we are, the heavyweight champion. Fully ripened soybeans, cooked, deliver 21 grams of protein per 100 grams. That's enough to rival meat, making soy the plant that truly acts like meat. Jessica, 77, a retired pianist, could barely practice 20 minutes before her arms gave out. 3 months after adding soybeans to her meals, she was playing for an hour with renewed strength. Soybeans aren't just protein. They bring leucine, isoflavones, calcium, magnesium, and iron, a full package that builds muscle, protects bones, and keeps energy steady. Final thought. So here's the lesson. Aging does not mean surrendering your strength. From mung beans to soybeans, these 8 foods are not side dishes. Their lifelines, sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss, affects nearly half of adults by 80, but you don't have to be one of them. With the right foods, you can slow it down, even reverse some of the damage.